What's up, everybody? This is Devin White, linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're listening to the LCC Network. Go Bucks.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Commissioners Clubhouse and the LCC Network for the divisional round of the LCC playoffs in our 10th season ever. And with me on this amazing episode, I've got Jameson. How's it going?
What is up, guys? Week 14 divisional round of the playoffs. Playoffs everywhere, no matter what league you're in, all the leagues that matter. Playoffs everywhere. It's an abundance this time of year. And we're here to recap Week 13. We're going to do a very quick award review for some of the awards that took place here at the end of the year. And then, of course, we're going to break down the divisional round matchups here as we head into Week 14. So, Pat, anything from you, man? Anything that you think should be noted before we jump into some of the playoff stuff?
Nothing I can think of. Voting's done. Role proposals are done. Literally, it's just fantasy football playoffs and the NFL playoff race. I mean, what more could you ask for, right?
Yeah. Well, let's jump into it then. All right, guys, let's start with some award review real quick in case you didn't look at them recently. GM of the Year, Pat, congrats, man. You won that by a couple of votes, I think. First in points for, I think overall, over the whole league, 90% efficiency basically, and first seed in the Elite 12. So congrats to you, man. Any words for the people?
I appreciate the vote, everyone. Hopefully I can prove them worthy enough for that. We'll see. I've got a tough matchup for sure. But yeah, I'm happy to have it, to say the least.
Happy to have it. All right, cool. Comeback team of the year, Pat. Who's our comeback team of the year?
Our comeback team of the year is Cameron.
Why does it sound so gross when you say it like that? All right, yes, comeback team of the year is Cameron. Cameron is it's because he started 2-4, finished last in the Elite 12 last season, moved all the way up to the second round of the playoff, or the second seed in the playoffs. So good on you, Cameron. Congrats on the turnaround this year. What about rookie GM?
I'm the rookie of the year. I'm the rookie of the year. I'm the rookie of the year.
This one goes to Mondo. Mondo, rookie GM this year. He had a great season. He beat BP by 6 votes out of 10. Sixth in the points for. He was the 5th seed in the Top Shotist playoffs. Unfortunately, eliminated last week by Mufali, but that's a good run for your rookie season, I think.
He was the 5th seed, I thought.
Yeah,
was not?
5th seed. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 6. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, 5th seed.
No.
So then we've got our bust team of the year.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
None of these teams, they got close, but it's actually a very close vote too between Jordan and myself. Jordan wins bust team of the year, finished 4-8, despite receiving praise throughout the entire offseason with a best case scenario of 9-3. So he does not get Hall of Fame points for that, I wouldn't imagine.
No,
right.
No, you do not get rewarded for being a bust team.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. And then in this, a bust team is not that bad though, right? Because you were expected to be really, really good, and you had one down year, right? I think it's better than this next award, which is the toilet team of the year. A year just so atrocious that you couldn't possibly have been expected to do anything different, right? And that's Jade. Last in points for 3-9, finished second in a division where it looked like for a while that a 5-win team. Did a 5-win team did win? Is Mike 5-7 or 6-6?
No, he went 6-6.
He went 6-6. Okay, so we did not put a losing team in the Elite 12, thank God, but or in the playoffs. But yeah, 3-9.
I can't believe we were worried about that.
We were so worried about that. I know we gave him a lot of crap. We're not going to go back to that right now, but yeah, Jade, ran away with it. Big Oss was in second place with only 3 votes. So Jade, Colette Team of the Year. Cameron, I believe it's a tie between Cameron and another owner here, Charles, for trash talking GM of the Year. Some of the favorites that were voted on here by Cameron. Don't make me take off my belt. Just know who your daddy is. Try 6 and then talk to me. That was a reference to Isaac about, I guess, how many playoff appearances he had made. And then this is Charles, penis. That was all Charles said. And it just says unknown victim. So I don't know what that was even for. But I think you got a lot of joking votes there that just happen to lead to a win for their Trash Talk team.
Yeah.
Bus draft pick. This was actually ran away with a vote too. Duke Johnson, drafted in the first round by Matt in the Top Shotas. Currently the 33rd highest scoring running back. So an RB3 barely, kind of 3.5 or 2.5, 3 there for Duke Johnson. On the flip side of that,
I must didn't vote for him though, just because I just felt like it was such a ridiculous pick to begin with. Was it a bust pick or was it just a bad pick? You know what I mean?
It's only a bust.
I don't know if anyone really thought Duke Johnson was going to be that good.
No, it's only a bust because it was so high. Honestly, I think it could have.
Yeah.
No one expected much from Duke Johnson, even with the changes there right before the season. Steal of the draft. This was actually a lot closer than I think I would. I didn't vote for this at all. I think there were other players that were more deserving, but Dak Prescott, steal of the draft, 15th round by Matt in the Top Shotas, 9th round by Pat in our conference. Currently the second highest scoring quarterback. So a lot of value there from Dak Prescott this season, Pat. And he was one of our players that we said we had him outside the top 10, but we felt like he could move into QB1 territory, right? We felt like he could finish there. So
we had no idea. I don't think anyone did. Just how great of a year he
No, not that
having.
good. I remember in our breakdown, we did say he was, at least I had him picked as my player that could move into the top 10, but I certainly didn't expect what we've seen from him so far this year. Fantasy player MVP, I think this one's pretty easy. Christian McCaffrey ran away with the votes. 548 points, owned by obviously you, Pat, and Michael. So that worked out to be a good trade. Remember in the offseason, they said we're going to give Christian McCaffrey less volume and we're going to get him some help. Do you remember that?
God,
What was that?
Can you believe that? I do remember that. And I remember how much crap I got throughout the offseason for saying he is the best PPR running back this year. And no one believed me. Everyone's like, he's top 3, but I wouldn't say number 1. No, I that's one thing on this entire show today I'll take credit for is the CMC call. That is the one I saw 100%.
I did not expect him to repeat what he had done because his volume was so high. His snap volume was so high last year. I was like, there's no way it can get any higher than what it was. And it did. So it's just asinine and insane what he's done this season. And then our final rookie player of the year. This one was actually close between Devin Bush and Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray wins it. 448 points.
We have not played that in a while.
We have not played that in a while. 448 points owned by Mondo and Peyton. So those guys will get some points there for that. So that's the awards. That's the award. Anyone there that surprised you at all?
I don't know. I mean, I was a little surprised by GM of the year going to me. I thought Hunter was more deserving. He had a 10-2 record. I finished 8-4. And then the comeback team of the year was it wasn't too surprising. I mean, Cameron, had the second last pick in our draft, and now he's a 2 seed in the playoffs. That one I could have seen go in a couple different ways, but yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. I enjoy the award stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yep. All right, guys, we'll move on to our next thing here. We're going to do a very quick review of what happened in week 13. Not a lot of surprises here. I think we picked every single game right except the Mufali Mondo game. I think that was the only one that was considered an upset, even though Mufali was the higher ranked seed. So I don't know if that's an upset or not. But Cody loses to Hunter. We're going to have a new champion this year. Cody loses to Hunter by 50 points. Hunter 327, Cody 277. Hunter led by efforts by Devin White and Jared Goff. There ever was a week to start Jared Goff, Hunter nailed it. And Devin White has caught fire lately. After what was kind of a disappointing first half of the season, he has been a rock star the last few weeks, 54, 42, 46. 2 weeks before that, 62 points. So he looks like he might be maybe he should have been our vote for playoff MVP, right? If he keeps playing this way.
Yeah.
So it was a monster effort.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was, I don't think either one of us were super surprised that Hunter walked away with that. But it is crazy to think, man, no one has been able to three-peat in our league championships, which is a good thing, I think. I think if you get into that three-peat territory, either one person is just head over heels better than everyone else, or people are just, there's just the level of talent, obviously, is pretty low in the league. So that's a good thing, I think, that Cody didn't three-peat, I guess you could say. But Hunter looks like the real deal, which we already kind of knew.
Yeah, absolutely. This season, Mondo ousted by Mufali in his rookie season after winning rookie GM of the year. Mufali shows Mondo that he's not quite there yet. Right, this is still the Veterans League, and Mufali beats him by about 44 points, I think, led by a monster effort. Roquan Smith put up 66. Budda Baker put up 54, which is what I basically expect from Budda Baker now. I feel like the Cardinals defense is on the field so often. Just real quick, I don't want to go off into a Budda Baker tangent here, but listen to Budda Baker's last few games. 54, 63, 55, 70, 56. So literally 5 weeks in a row, he has not scored less than 54 points.
Crazy.
5 weeks in a row. That's insane. And then before that, 35, 36, and then 59, 38. He's averaging 44 points a week. Absolute monster in the secondary. So, which I think everyone expected. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. So,
no,
Mufali will lean on him when he plays Daquan this week. So, BP versus Billy in a game that we expected, pretty much the same outcome we expected. BP put up what we thought he was what we thought he was.
You want to crown him? Then crown her.
So, do you remember that whole thing? It was like the Bears are who we thought they were. Yeah. 253. I remember watching that game, by the way, the Bears Cardinals game, as I think I was in like middle school, like late middle school, early high school, and watching that post game news conference and just thinking to myself, we're gonna play this clip forever. And I'm going to remember where I was when I saw this. It was like Monday Night Football. The Bears were they're losing the entire game. Like I remember watching that and being like, I'm going to remember that I was sitting here in this room, in this house when this happened. Anyway, yeah, BP, he pretty much got stopped by Billy, 318 to 253. Not a lot of performers anywhere. Didn't have a single player score more than 32 points this week in the playoffs. Yeah, that's not going to get the job done. Not against playoff contenders. We're on the flip side. Billy had 6 players go over 32 points this week. So very, very consistent. Didn't have anyone go crazy boom or anything, but had a lot of good plays. And then Eric Reed, Pat, you mentioned him last week, talking about how he was going to be one of those. Was he your playoff pick? Your playoff MVP? Yeah. 49 points in his first playoff week with Billy. So so he looks like he's going to help carry him the distance too. Unfortunately for you in week 14.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, to say the least. No, thank you.
And then in a game that surprised nobody, probably not even Mike himself, Isaac beats Mike by 53 points. Led by efforts by Devontae Parker, which was a little surprising. I mean, Devontae Parker's been hot, but 55 points seems like something Devontae Parker's not even capable of. So I was a little surprised by that because he beat me this week, where Mike suffered a similar fate to BP. Only had one player go over 32 points, and that was Derrick Henry.
That's pretty crazy to think about. I mean, Mike was on one end of the spectrum, just kind of like how BP and even further on that pendulum than they were on the wrong side of it. Whereas whereas Isaac just poured it on him. It was not a fun day.
Yeah, Isaac. Yeah, when you know you're playing against the Elite 12 West, no North.
North. You're the
North.
West.
You want the 5th seed, I think. At least you had the last couple of years, and Isaac got an easy one there, but we'll see what he does in the divisional round. Speaking of that, you ready to move on, or is there anyone there you want to talk about? I mean, I know it all pretty much happened how we thought it would. I don't think there was anything really too surprising.
I can't remember if we picked Mando or Afali in that matchup. It's the only one I know. I'm a little uncertain about how I went last week.
I'm pretty sure we picked Mando in that one.
Yeah,
but
other than that, we got them all right.
Yeah, in all fairness, I wasn't surprised either way. But yeah, I mean, that was the only one I could see going either way. The other ones I was pretty certain about. So not a whole lot of surprise there. In fact, probably one of the most boring wild card weekends in the LCC that I can remember.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Close games,
really no upsets,
no good matchups, no upsets, no nothing. It was pretty tame for a wild card weekend. So we'll see what happens in the division round.
Jameson, you know what we didn't talk about? We totally
got to
skipped over this.
All right, on to the division. No, in a game for the ages. Let me tell you, in a game for the ages, everyone's watching this game. 246 to 178 in the McDonald's Bowl, in what really is the perfect pile of shit that represents what was my 2019 LCC season. So
that was bad, dude. That was just rough. It wasn't that Matt just had a good week, because he didn't. He had a bad week, but Hugh just had an exceptionally bad week. So
yeah,
it made it worse.
It's just, man, my receiving core, I had the best one in the league last year. I haven't done shit this year. Defensive ends didn't do anything. Tahir Whitehead, but for me and Matt, 6 points. How do you get 6 points as a linebacker? That's always on the field. Just for anyone who does 5 points, 4 points for a tackle, 2 points for an assist, if I remember correctly. So that's a tackle, and then you fell on a pile with somebody in the entire game. And what did Tahir Whitehead get paid? I'd like to see his salary breakdown. He probably got a couple $100,000 for that game for a tackle. I could have done that.
I'm sure.
A lot cheaper. And not because I'm good, but because I would have tripped a guy or fell onto a pile or something. I could have got as many fantasy points. But yeah,
Hey, you want to know a fun fact about that game, by the way?
What's that?
The last time you beat Matt was your first game ever in the LCC, week 1 of 2013.
And my first game ever?
Yeah, ever.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's probably the last time. Is that the last time I played Matt?
No, you played him. So this was your 4th time playing him. So now you're 1-3 against Matt.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. That was in all fairness, though, that's exactly the way this season should have ended for me. I don't see if there's a game I'm okay with losing, it's the McDonald's Bowl too. Also,
yeah.
So, all right, guys,
makes sense.
On to the divisional round preview. We got the top shot is here. Hunter versus Colby, and a week 14 matchup. Hunter, the number 3 seed, but doesn't feel like it. And Colby, the number 1 seed, but doesn't feel like it, right? At least the way you assess these teams in your head, at least that's the way I feel about it. What are we expecting going into this game, Pat?
Well, first of all, let's start off with this. Hunter hasn't lost a game in 6 straight weeks. He's won. Colby is now on a 2-game winning streak, but Hunter has never defeated Colby. Not once. They played each other twice, once in 2017, once in 2018, and both times it did not go well. The closest one was week 4 of last year, where Colby won 288 to 262. So I know it sounds crazy, but Colby, like, if you're new to the league, Colby's good, but this may not even be Colby's best season when you look at the metrics and stuff, which is hard to imagine. But this is definitely, in my opinion, Hunter's best year ever so far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I completely agree. I mean, Hunter has won 10 games. He won 10 games this year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's 2 years in a row he's done that. And this 10-win team feels a lot stronger. Yeah.
24 over 2 years.
It feels a lot stronger. It is impressive. It's very impressive. And it's a lot stronger this year, I think, than it was last year, even though the record's the same.
And the crazy thing is, dude, actually, he's lost, or get this, he's lost 7 games in 3 years. 9-3, 10-2, 10-2.
There's not much you can say about that. Hey, I'll play him a little.
There's
I'll play
not.
him a thunder.
If you want to crown them, then crown their.
You guys got to step up, man. Who over there? Who's letting Hunter do this to them? Like, you got. I mean, I know I lost to him this year in a close game, but God, someone's got to step up and do something. And I don't think it's going to be Colby. It's not going to be Colby. Hunter's going to run through him all the way to the Top Shot's championship.
So you don't think Colby has a chance of winning this game?
No.
Is there anyone in the top?
I don't think that's fair. That's not a fair assessment. A chance, absolutely. This is the playoffs, and Colby's the 1 seed. But do I think he wins it? No, I don't think he wins it. I'm looking at the rosters and the matchups. I don't like Zeke against Chicago. Zeke has not been fantastic this year anyway. He's going much more like Todd Gurley to some degree. John Brown against Baltimore, I would not do that if my life depended on it. No, I mean, I like Hunter's matchups and Hunter's team this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to go with you on this one. I do think Colby at 10-2 is a very generous record when you look at his points for. I mean, he's still like a top 10 scorer. I get that, but when you compare him to Hunter and what he's done, I feel a little bit more comfortable going with Hunter in this matchup, despite the fact that Colby is tied for the 3rd most postseason appearances in league history, and is also like top 5 in postseason wins. So, like, history will dictate or kind of lean towards Colby, but I think this season, at this moment, I've got to go with Hunter. With the way his team has been performing, the way he performed last week, the streak he's on, I don't see how Hunter loses this game. If he does, Colby may end up winning the conference if that happens, depending on what Daquan does this week.
Yeah. But Daquan. It's interesting that you say Daquan and not Mufali in that matchup. That's our next matchup here. Mufali, the 4 seed versus Daquan, the 2 seed. And I'll just tell you this, man. I know we've talked about Mufali, about, winning and then not winning and winning and not winning and, all of that stuff. But when I look at what Daquan's done this year and the matchups this week, I love every single player this week. Tom Brady against the Chiefs, Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry against poor rush defenses, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, Cameron Jordan, Bobby Wagner, Jordan Hicks, Logan Ryan, Harrison Smith. I think Daquan's going to go 340 plus in week 14. And I don't think Mufali's going to be able to stop him.
No, it's going to be, I mean, Mufali, I'm looking at it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 9th in scoring. Whereas when you look at Daquan, he's 5th in scoring. And there is a big difference. It's like 300 points difference total for the season between the two of them. And I get it, Mufali had a great week last week, but I don't see how, again, Daquan has just done such a great job. His efficiency's at 88%. He's scoring a lot of points. Obviously, there's a little bit of room for improvement there. Then when you go look at Mufali's team, he's at 84% efficiency. He has not done a great job of starting the right guys each week. I'm not saying he can't do that, but I just think Daquan has the better team when you look at this player for player on their rosters at this week.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So is Daquan the team you're picking officially?
Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable there. I mean, I was trying to pull up some of the head-to-head matchups between the two.
Yeah,
because this game, like between the 2 Top Shotters games we have this week, if there's one that I think could get out of hand, if I had to pick between the 2 of them, it's this game right here. When you look at kind of these guys, I mean, Carson Wentz versus Tom Brady, David Montgomery versus Nick Chubb, Stephon Diggs versus Terry McLaurin, Travis Kelce versus Travis Kelce versus DJ Moore. Some of that stuff, check. Okay, very similar, but when you go up compare the defenses, it's like night and day in some of these.
Yeah. I'm picking Daquan here. Daquan and Hunter, which I felt kind of was like going to be the conference final all along, and so I'm not going to be surprised if that's how it ends up. And when I say all along, I mean like the last few weeks, not like the very beginning of the season where I thought it was going to be like Mufali and someone else. But so we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Elite 12. Billy, the 6th seed versus Pat. You're the 1 seed. This is a 6 seed, 1 seed game, but it doesn't feel like it. At least not to me. Probably not to you.
No.
This is a game that we expect to be I expect to be very close. I don't like. You both have matchups I don't like. You both have matchups you do like. Billy beat you last year. In the Wild.
And this year.
Do what? And this year? Yeah. No, I'm saying he beat you in the playoffs, though. He beat you in the wild card round last year to knock you out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And so he beat you this year. So
don't remind me. Yeah.
Statistically, I think it's hard for him to beat you 3 times in a row. And not just him to you, but like for anybody, right? It's got to be hard to beat someone 3 times in a row. So I feel like it's got to bend your way eventually, right? I mean, you are the 1 seed. You led the league in scoring. You should have the advantage here.
You would think. I mean, right now, the edge, they're giving it to me. They're projecting 265 me, Billy 261. It's a very close game, but they have it kind of low scoring, which they always do. I get that. And they're 9 out of 10 wrong about the scores, at least in terms of like the overall scores, maybe not like who wins and who loses. But whenever you have that, like that, anything under 20-point spread and the projections means it's a toss up essentially in our league. If it's anything more than that, then you can feel a little bit more certain on who's going to win that game. But in this case, yeah, I mean, it's going to go either way. I'm not looking forward to it. I think we have some similar matchups. I think his receivers beat mine out. I think I feel more comfortable with Christian McCaffrey this week than Zeke this week going against the Bears. But at the same time, I've got Dak Prescott going against the Bears. So I don't know if that even matters for me realistically when you compare the two.
Yeah, I think he's definitely got the advantage there. Aaron Rodgers was red hot last week like we thought, and I expect the same this week. But I don't know, man. I think it's very, very close all the way down between both of you guys. I definitely like your running back matchups better. The receiver, I feel like, are kind of a wash. I like Devontae Adams, but Amari Cooper has been so up and down, you just can't trust him. Eric Reed in Atlanta, obviously, I love that matchup. But your linebackers are damn near unstoppable with Joe Schobert, Blake Martinez. So
I don't say that. Don't say that.
And there's the jinx that calls Patrick.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to pick in this game just to avoid any sort of jinx or bad luck or anything for anybody or any favoritism or lack thereof or whatever. I think I'm just going to keep my opinion to myself in this one.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna call it BS, call it what you want. I'm going Billy in this matchup for the simple fact that I've won like 2 playoff games in 10 years. Sorry, the past 9 years. So there, you know what I mean? Like the odds are I'm probably not going to win this one either. So I'm going to if I was a betting man, I'd go with Billy. If someone wants to bet me on it, I'll take it. But I'm going Billy in this matchup.
All right, fair enough. And then our last matchup here, Isaac, the 5 seed versus Cameron, the 2 seed. Isaac loves them 5 seeds. He's facing Cameron,
he does.
And I really don't know.
He told me that.
Yeah, he texted that in a heart message with a kissy face the other day. No, honestly, if anyone has talked to Isaac, let us know because I'm kind of worried that he's like drifted off into like Munchkin Land or something. Or I mean, I don't know what happened to him. I see him.
Of all the analogies,
it's just the first thing that came in my mind. I don't know why. I see him doing transactions, but I don't hear from him or anything. So I don't know. I know he's out there. He's out there somewhere, probably listening. Isaac, come back to us. Isaac, 5 seed, Cameron the 2 seed. I don't know what to make of Cameron, honestly. We've seen a lot of up and down, like some really good games, some really bad games. Cameron seems to have Isaac's number, I think, when they play. But overall, I think Isaac's the better team and probably the better fantasy owner, too, to some degree. So I really don't know what to make of this game.
It's a toss-up. Cameron has one of the most dominant defenses this year. And, I mean, you just look at that roster. We were talking about Budda Baker. We've talked about Jordan Hicks. We've talked about Joey Bosa over the year. I mean, that's just to name a few. That is a loaded defense. And when it's on, it is on. he'll break 300 easily just from the defense alone. His offense is complete garbage, on the other hand, most weeks. Not all the time. But Isaac does have a more well-balanced roster when you look at it, 100%. So therefore, and we know how volatile defensive players can be. Doesn't matter the league format you use, doesn't matter what league you're playing in. Trust me, Jameis and I are another league. I would say it's slightly more volatile than it is in our league. But still, with that said, when a defense does bad, a defense does bad. And that's what I worry about with Cameron. Granted, how great his players have been, how great his defense has been. I mean, what do you think, Jamie? Do you think that's a fair analysis there? I mean, the difference is, does Cameron's defense put on a show like it's done most of the year? Or do we get that?
I think it's very, very fair. That's a very, very fair analysis. You're absolutely right. Cameron's offense has nothing that I would be, jealous of. Well, maybe me, because I finished 5-7, but not a playoff team. Curtis Samuel, Julian Edelman, Joe Mixon, Ryan Tannehill. I actually like Ryan Tannehill, but the rest of them, no thanks. Whereas Isaac, he's obviously rocking Deshaun Watson, Dalvin Cook, who is banged up, so we'll see how that goes. Melvin Gordon,
that may be
Hopkins.
the difference maker.
Honestly, yeah.
Dalvin Cook playing may be the difference. Even if he does play, he may be playing limited, which in my opinion is worse than him not playing at all.
Exactly.
Because at least he could find someone.
Exactly.
That worries the hell out of me.
We've seen it all year too. Guys that are okay and not on the injury report on Friday get 2 snaps and then don't play the rest of the game on Sunday, right? So that's definitely something Isaac should think about. But there's way too much balance on Isaac's team. I think we've seen the ability to score a lot of points. I think he was one of the top teams in scoring point total this year. So I'm gonna pick Isaac in this one.
That's pretty fair. I mean, the Dalvin Cook thing is the difference maker, I think, and how this goes. He's expected to play Sunday. That's the last status that I've read. And he says he'll be ready. So with that said, and, he's going against the Detroit Lions of all teams, one of the worst defenses in the league this year. That right there tells me I'm going to go with Isaac in a close game. But again, the difference maker, does he play 100%? And then 2, how does Cameron's defense fare this week? Because that's is another big determining factor in how this game goes.
I agree. Well, guys, that's it. That is it for Week 13 review, Week 14 preview.
Oh,
yeah.
We got a bowl game. I got to say it. Eastside Brawlers versus the third leg in the Pizza Hut Bowl.
Ba-da-bum.
We won't really go into this, but projections are leading towards Eastside Brawlers 302 to Charles's 258.
Ugh.
I would go with that 100%. I would go with that. That spread and everything. This may be
lopsided. The most lopsided.
We thought your game was lopsided. This one may be even worse than that, like on the opposite end.
Yeah. I'm going John in that one pretty easy. In a game that, not a lot of consequence to it, except someone's getting a free pizza, I guess. So,
yeah.
All right, guys, that is
nice pizza.
That is it. I actually like Pizza Hut pizza. I'll take some Pizza Hut pizza.
I do too.
Every day. Well, not every day of the week.
I'll eat that right now.
Yeah, right now on the show.
Every day of the week might hurt. You might be hurting.
Yeah, that's a lot of sodium too. I can't do that with my blood pressure. That'll give me.
That's a lot of bathroom breaks at work. That's what it is.
It's a lot of stomach aches. All right, guys, that is it for Week 14. We will see you next week after the divisional round, heading into the conference championships. Patrick, anything you want to say to close us out?
Best of luck to everyone in the divisional round. It's going to be fun for again, half of us, the other half, not so fun. We'll see how it goes and looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right. Goodbye.